Hey folks, Lever here once again. Hope y'all enjoyed my review of Wonder Woman Wonder Woman Bloodlines. So on my channel right now. That was my last 2010s era of superhero reviews, yes. Which I started those around November, December. I was on them for quite a bit. But anyway, guys, as y'all know, I've been on this superhero marathon. If you watch my other channel, I've been doing the superhero marathon for quite a while. I did a Superman marathon, a Batman marathon on my other channel. I know. I could have to restart. I might have to restart those one day. Not the shows, but I talked about some TV shows as well. And I got some TV shows here I want to talk about as well. Some other superhero shows I want to talk about as well. Just not Superman and Batman, you know. And I talked about The Flash, Supergirl from the Arrowverse, and the Flash 1990 TV series, and some of the Batman animated Batman shows, and Superman ones. And I did a 80s marathon, superhero movies, 80s era superhero movies. There was superhero movies that came out in 1980 to 1989, and then 90s era superhero movies, which was 1990 1999, and then 2000s era superhero movies, which was 2000 to 2019. I mean 2000 2009, and then now 2010s of era superhero reviews. Sorry, it was weather training out there. It's like almost afternoon time. 2010 2019. I finished my 2010s era superhero reviews. Now this is going to be a finally quick update, guys. Before I get to the update, though, starting with the finally got this movie on DVD. I was in Blu-ray. I did not know what to think about this, but I really loved this movie. And this is a sequel to Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. I am so excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I think it comes out next year. But guys, I'm also going to be talking about my 2020 era superhero reviews and some TV shows I'm talking about. But first, I want to start off with finally. Yes, with first. Title of the video is finally a quick update video. Strong enough movie I got, and like I said, this sequel to Spider-Man and Spider-Verse. This was an amazing sequel. It was a bit too long, I would say, but I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. Got a lot of good action in it. You got Miles Morales coming back as Spider-Man, and of course, talking about the 2023 sequel, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This was an awesome sequel. Probably one of the best sequels I've ever seen out there. I thought it was great. I loved it. Probably a little more than the first, to be honest. Uh, Miles grows a lot in this movie. You got pretty good villains in here as well. And it was really entertaining. The voice cast, Haley Steinfeld, beautiful Haley Steinfeld, does a great job voicing Spider Gwen. Uh, Shamik Moore, I can't say his name right. Shamika Moore comes back. A lot of the voice cast comes back for this one. And I got this film on Blu ray and DVD. I'm not going to show no barcode. I think it's like two or something on DVD. Yeah. But Blu ray disc and DVD, you do get a bit of special features on this movie. Do my own thing, how they made the movie and stuff, which is really cool. I love the animation, the CGI animation here, 3D animation is really good, or 2D animation, well, 3D animation mostly, but animation is really good. This was very entertaining. So finally, I was happy to get this. So that's Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. So yes, and I will be doing a review of this. This is part of the 2020 era of superheroes. Okay, but that's Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. All right, now getting to the second part of the video, a little longer part version. Uh, I am now going to get into the 2020s era superhero reviews. These are movies that came out in these decades now, guys, in these 2020 decades that we're living in now. Yes, with COVID-19 that started in 2020, but that's all done with over now. But but what I'm going to do is right now, maybe until we get into 2026, from now, these movies are going to be the year 2020 to 2025, the year we're living in now, 2025, 2025. Ugh, so I can barely speak. I know we got some new superhero movies out, but I'm going to start off with the year 2020. Okay. Now, I did review some movies in 2020 for my Superman and Batman marathon. Let's see. I'm going to start off with the year 2020. I will not be reviewing two movies that will be Old Guard, The Old Guard with Charlize Theron, and Project Power with Jamie Foxx. Old Guard is with Charlize Theron. Oh, and Project Power, but they're on Netflix, and I don't have Netflix anymore, so I'm not gonna sit here. I try to find them on Prime Video, but I can't. I'm not gonna waste time doing it. But I have reviewed. Let's see. I have reviewed Superman Red Son, Superman Man of Tomorrow, and the DC Showcase movie Batman Death in the Family. Now you can find the two Superman ones, Red Son and Superman Man Tomorrow. You can find them on my Superman reviews, which I added that playlist on this new channel. If you want to know my thoughts on those reviews, if you want to know my opinions on those movies, and if you want to know my opinion on Batman Death and Family, just go on my Batman marathon, my Batman reviews slash videos. It's on there. So anyway, and like I said, this goes by years. Um, it'll be the same thing with 2020. It won't just be years. I'll be going by years and months. That is, of course, we have 12 months in a year. It's 365 days in a year. We have 12 months in a year. That is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. And I will go on by each month of all these movies when they come out in the order they were released. You know, but basically just here in America, just here in America, just here in the U.S. That's what I'm going by. Yeah. And again, if I get these movies wrong, it's no big deal because I can always look up the computer. I'll look up on my phone. Try to look up all these up on my phone to see the years and the. I mean, I know the years, but the months. Well, some of the years too. Took me a while to do, but I finally got it. And first of all, let's get to it. So we'll be starting with the year 2020, of course. Yeah. I will be starting with the 2020 superhero movie. I don't have it on DVD, but that will be. I will be starting off with Birds of Prey and the whatever the fucking title is, and the Fabulous Fantabulous Wonderful Harley Gwen. Yeah, Birds of Prey. Yeah, this will be probably my first. This will be my first 2020 review. Yes, suspect that to be after this video. Could be tomorrow, but Birds of Prey. That'll be the first 2020 review. Birds of Prey, and then starring Vin Diesel. Birds of Prey. I'm not sure I don't like it, but I've seen this movie. Stars Vin Diesel, and it's called Bloodshot. Yeah, I don't care for this film, but it is a superhero movie and it's based on comic books, so it does count for this marathon. That'll be Bloodshot, starring Vin Diesel. Remember the year 2020. Yeah, that was in March, and this was in May. It's another DC Universe movie that is Justice League Apocalypse War. Yes. Yep, Justice League Apocalypse War. All right. And then let's make sure I'm not missing nothing. Okay, that was May. That movie was May when it came out, I believe. There was no movie in June, July for me to review. August. Starting with August, though, this is a DC animated movie, but they don't put it on there, which is a shame. But that is a DC character. He's an assassin, and that is a Slade Wilson. That is Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons, the movie, which I did get for Christmas one year back in 2019 or 2020. I think I got this. I got this at 2020 Christmas. But Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons. This is an awesome movie. I can't wait to review this. And yeah, it is rated R, but Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons. Yeah, definitely will be reviewing this. It counts because number one, even though he's more of an anti-hero, he's a DC comic book character, so it counts for this marathon. All right, and then not Batman Death and Family. This one movie came out in August. It was like the last superhero movie of August. Like I said, Superman Red Son was February, same month as Birds of Prey. Superman Man Tomorrow was August as well. Batman Death of Family was in October. So you'll be seeing me share some of those reviews as well. And this is hopefully the last X Men movie. I know it's a horror movie, I haven't seen it, but I got it on Disney Plus. So thankfully I don't have to go on Prime Video and buy it. I do not. I have it on Prime Video. Thank God. And I'm so happy I don't have to pay for this at all. That is the New Mutants. I hope this is the freaking last X Men movie. It isn't, but no more X Men movies after this. Yeah. But again, that's the New Mutants. Can't wait to watch it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure there's gonna be some rants to start off with, so, but not every movie. And then the last movie, this came out on Christmas. I know this movie got delayed because again, 2020 was the year that COVID-19 happened. A lot of movies got delayed. This movie got delayed, I'm sure, plenty of times. I think it was supposed to come out like in June or July, but they changed that, so it came out on Christmas time. December. It stars Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, Kristen Wiig, Pedro, which I believe, come on, let me see his name, Pedro Pascal, who I think played the Mandalorian, and also is going to be playing Mr. Fantastic in Fantastic First Steps. That is Wonder Woman 1984, which will be my last movie for the year 2020. Yeah, Wonder Woman 1984. Yeah, this movie's questionable, I guess you could say, but it has its moments. But I don't really remember hating this film. But it does have its problem. But we'll get to that review. Not now. Just saying, Wonder Woman 1984. This will be my last 2020 review for the year 2020. All right. I gotta move some stuff a little bit, so you might see me move around a little bit, folks. I'm sorry, but I have no choice. And now getting to the year 2021. Yes, 2021. Now 2021. Let's see. I did review Batman: Soul of the Dragon. Yeah, I reviewed that already. Batman: Soul of the Dragon. It was Batman: Soul of the Dragon, and I think Batman: The Long Halloween. If I remember that part one and part two, I think came out in 2021. Let's see. I think part one was June and part two was July. But I've already reviewed those. They are on my uh, Batman marathon. If you go to my Batman reviews on my playlist here on my new channel, my reviews for Batman: Soul of the Dragon and Batman: The Long Halloween Part One review and The Long Halloween Part Two. Those are on the Batman marathon. You will see that on that review. Okay. Yeah. So starting off with, I guess this film came out in March. Get a little water. We're in 11 minutes. Okay. Not bad. All right. I've seen this only once. Hopefully, it'll be better than the original version. I'm not sure, but I know it's a bit of a long movie. It is the director's cut of Justice League that I'm talking about. Zack Snyder's Justice League will probably be my first 2021 superhero review. When I get to the year 2021, yeah, which is like basically it's the director's cut. I do love the way Steppenwolf looks in this movie though. Yeah, but I'm not saying this movie was perfect. It definitely was a bit too long, but I'll get to it when I review it. But Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is his director's cut. We got it because a lot of people were bitching about it or fussing about it, and I think wanted this movie, which is fine. I was curious myself about it, but if we never got this movie, I would have been fine without it. But whatever. But that's not Justice League. Yep. When I watch it though, it's kind of like a part one and part two. Yeah, it has a disc one and disc two because the movie is 242 minutes long. Yeah, it's kind of like chapters of a book, if you will. Yeah, and you're just going through the phases of the movie's plot. But that's not Justice League. Yep. And yeah, that is Darkseid. And then getting to the finally getting to some MCU movies. I think this one was like February or something, or April or May, something like that. Whatever. Uh, it is Black Widow, starring Scarlett Johansson. Yes, the movie Black Widow, which I think was right after Avengers Endgame, I believe. Yeah. Because spoiler alert, Natasha died in that movie, so they give her a movie. Marvel wins again. Yeah, I'm a little mixed on this one. I don't know what this might be a rant because this was almost a year, not a good year for Marvel. After Avengers Endgame, it seemed like Marvel just kind of ran out of ideas and just said, let's just make a Black Widow movie, even though they have plenty of years to make this film. But I'll get to that. But Black Widow, yeah. And then, which I had fun with this sequel. That will be The Suicide Squad, which James Gunn directed it. And honestly, I think he was a better director choice. I still don't like Margot Robbie, but I do like Idris Elba in the film. I like the girl that's a record. I'm not a big fan of John Cena. I've never liked John Cena. I like the guy that plays the Polka Dot Man. He was good. I know he's been in some worked with DC before. Yeah. I just had one big few problems with the movie though. But I'll get to that. But I remember really enjoying the Suicide Squad. I say I liked it more than the first one. I'll go ahead and tell you that. And I do think the movie has a real cool poster here. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's a perfect movie. It's not. Do have some issues with it. But it was nice to have it rated R, which it should have been in the first place. David Ayer, looking at you. But the Suicide Squad. Screw you and your director's cut, because I don't really care to see that. I'll just stick with this. Despite some problems I have with who's Harley Gwen, and I don't want Margot Robbie, but despite that, she didn't get that. I don't remember her being that much in this movie. Thank God. Anyway, the Suicide Squad, yep. But it's superhero, and it counts, and it's DC. And then, oh boy, I didn't like this sequel. That is, yes, we were talking about some of the Sony movies, Spider-Verse universe, Sony universe superhero films of their villains. And first being a sequel that came out in 2021 that is Venom Let There Be Carnage. Yeah, yes. Yay. I look forward to talking about this. No, I'm just kidding. And let's see, I want to make sure I don't miss something. Let me check. Make sure I'm not missing. Okay, three movies I missed. That will be, I'll be reviewing Justice Society, World War II. Never seen it, but Justice Society, World War II. I think I have it on the Roku channel, so hopefully I can get to watch it on there. Check. But Justice Society, World War II. And then another MCU movie. This wasn't Black Widow that came out. It was two other Marvel movies. I think this was September when this movie came out. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Again, Disney Plus. Got it on Disney Plus. Never seen it. And then I think Eternals was November. Yeah, Eternals, which I heard was a crappy movie, and I really don't look forward to watching this. So, but Eternals. If you guys ask about, well, because it's part of the superhero movies as well. And then two more movies, guys. That will be. I was disappointed with this movie, but you'll get into why when I review it. But that was Injustice, DC animated movie Injustice, the story of Superman becoming evil and killing the Joker, and the Justice League becoming like the Justice Lords, and him and Batman being at odds with each other. Yeah, but that's Injustice. Sorry, I'm shaking a bit, but Injustice. And then my last 2020. This should be the last 2020 review. Another MCU movie. So make that four: Black Widow, Shang-Chi Legend of the Ten Rings, and Eternals. And this came out in December, and that is starring Tom Holland and Benedict Cumberbatch and yeah, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield coming back as their Spidey characters. That is Spider-Man: No Way Home, and then you have Jamie Foxx coming back in this movie, Willem Dafoe, yeah, Thomas Hayden Church, Rhys Fiennes, uh, Otto Octavius is coming back. I'm talking about Doc Ock, fuck, Alfred Molina, yeah, and yeah, J.K. Simmons comes back as J. Jonah Jameson. This is Spider-Man: No Way Home. I don't know how I feel about this movie, but I remember really enjoying it. I saw this in theaters, but this would be my last. This will be my last movie for the year 2021. So Spider-Man: No Way Home. Yep. All right. Now on to the year 2022. Make sure I don't miss anything. Oh no. Just three more years to go. It goes. 2022. Yeah, it was quite a bit of movies, but I do believe the first movie that came out in February, my first 2022 superhero movie review, will be never seen it before. Sorry, Richard Mayer. Catwoman Hunted. I'm hoping it's at least a better movie than the Catwoman 2004 movie with Halle Berry, because I hate that movie. But it looks like it'll be better. Yeah. The Catwoman Hunted. This should be the first superhero movie I do for 2022. Yeah. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Turtles. I don't know. Oh, it says it's on Netflix. Well, I don't have Netflix, so sorry, I can't review that one. But then I think this film came after Catwoman Hunted, and I love this movie. I was really surprised with this film, but I can't wait to talk about it. That was, of course, starring Robert Pattinson, who, by the way, happy 39th belated birthday to him, by the way. Uh, yeah, starring Colin Farrell, John Toretto, really good casting here. Jeffrey Wright and Andy Serkis, and that will be the Batman, which came out in March. So I can't wait to review this. This really surprised me. I didn't see this in films theaters. I admit when this came out, I did not have no interest in it because I didn't like Robert Pattinson. I was like, oh great, and I hated Dark Knight Rises. So I was thinking, great, another shitty Batman film. But I was wrong. I really loved it. But the film does have issues, though. Despite that, I can't wait to talk about this movie. I do have it on 4K, mostly Blu-ray. I don't have 4K, sadly, but I do love the cover of here of Batman, and you see the thumbnail, the Eye of the Riddle. Yeah. Some people have their different opinions on this movie. I'll have my own take of it. But the Batman, you know, yes, it counts because it's a Batman movie. It's DC, and it's a superhero film, so it counts for this marathon. Sorry. And then let's see, that was March, and then I think April. This movie came out. Another Sunny Universe movie. Oh boy, starring Jared Leto. That is Morbius. Yay. Despite what you might think about the Batman, even if you don't like the Batman, then go watch this and tell me which is better. Please tell me. Yeah, because it sure as hell ain't this, you know. But yeah, Morpheus. He's a comic book, a Marvel comic book character and a Spidey villain, and it's a superhero movie, so it counts for this marathon. And that's Morpheus, starring Jared Leto. And then this is a sequel to the 2016 Doctor Strange movie, starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen, and directed by Sam Raimi, who's of course you should know for directing Darkman, the first Darkman movie, and Spider-Man trilogy from 2000s, 2002, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, and that will be the 2022 sequel. I did see this film in theaters. I liked it, but I do have issues with it, and that is Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness. Yes, it counts. Another more MCU movie, which should not be revisit reviews, by the way. But Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse in the Multiverse of Madness. I really remember enjoying this film, but that's just me. You can disagree. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Oh, this movie I didn't care for, but another MCU movie starring Chris Hemsworth is it's the fourth Thor movie, the fourth film in the Thor movies film series, and also starring Christian Bale as well, Natalie Portman, and that is Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh boy, I can't wait to talk about this movie. But Thor: Love and Thunder, yeah. Well, the good news is at least it's 119 minutes long. The problem is, I will say with some 2020 superhero movies like the Batman, they make it too damn long. Because I think a lot of superhero movies, after Avengers Endgame was a hit, they 2020 said, let's make every superhero movie over 2 hours long. You don't need to do that. But Thor: Love and Thunder, I don't remember caring for this movie, but it does count. It's a superhero film and it's Marvel MCU, and Thor is a comic book character, so it counts for this marathon. Sorry, whether it's good or bad, it counts. But Thor: Love and Thunder, I think that was May when that came out. Yeah, but oh, there was another movie in May. See if I can find it on here. So DC Showcase short film. See if I can find it. Anyway, there's this DC Showcase short film. I was going to tell you that is Constantine House of Demons. I think it's called. Let me look it up on my phone. Oh, okay. Yeah, that will be Constantine, The House of Mystery, which is a DC Showcase short film. I think this was in May, so I should be talking about this probably right after Doctor Strange. Yeah, but Constantine, The House of Mystery. Yeah. All right. And Thor: Love and Thunder was July. Then I think July was also this movie came out in July, I believe. This is the 22 Green Lantern film starring, well, John Stewart becomes Green Lantern. That is Green Lantern, Beware My Power. Over in 24 minutes in. Okay. The Green Lantern, Beware My Power. And then I think this one was July as well. That is DC League of Super Pets. I really remember enjoying this film. Can't wait to review this. This was really good, I thought. Really an adorable movie as well. Yes, sorry to use that word such a weird word, but I do think it's adorable. And it's a really good movie. You got Dwayne The Rock Johnson doing the voice of Crypto, and Kevin Hart, doing the voice of Bat Hound. Yeah, pretty good voice casting here. Pretty good movie as well. DC League of Super Pets. Yep. It count. And then this movie came out in August. That is starring Owen Wilson, which I wasn't too big on this movie, but it's still a superhero movie. It counts. And that is a film called Secret Headquarters, starring Owen Wilson. Yeah, didn't really was not much of a fan of this film, but I'll get into why. But when I get to reviewing it, the Secret Headquarters, yeah, this came out in August, and then these two movies came out in October, and one came out in November. Okay, just remember movies like yeah, it's been movies for 2022 and 2023, but we'll get to them. That is the DC animated movie Batman and Superman: Battle of the Super Sons. Had a really good plot in here, a really good story as well. Uh, the 3D looked like 3D animation in here, and it was really good. I really did. See, I love this score. I mean, not the score, the artwork here. We have Damien and Jordan, who Jordan is the son of Superman. Damien, of course, is the son. Wayne is the son of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. So yeah, I'm just having a really good story. It's only 79 minutes long. It's short. You know, didn't feel long at all. But I really remember enjoying this film. And then I know a lot of people hate this movie. It flopped. But I remember liking this film. It wasn't perfect, but I did like this film. It stars Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and that is Black Adam. Yes, which will probably never get a sequel because it was a flop. But Pierce Bronson's in this movie. Pierce freaking Bronson is in this movie as Doctor Fate. You know, fucking awesome. Excuse my language. And I do like the Adam character in here. And Groves, that's really cool. Hawkman was cool in this movie as well. I thought the Range Riders, I'm not gonna lie, I'll say right off the bat, he was fucking awesome as the character Black Adam. At least in my opinion, he was. You hate the movie, that's fine to each his own, but maybe my opinion will change. But I did like this movie. Yes, sue me, but that's Black Adam. But we'll get to that when we review Black Adam, okay? And then I did like this sequel, surprisingly. But no matter what you do, you can't replace Chadwick Boseman, and that is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which will be the last 2022 superhero movie that I reviewed. The last one, yes, because this was November. This film really surprised me. It's a really nice tribute. I'll get more into that, but it is a nice tribute for Chadwick Boseman. They show a lot of respect for Chadwick. The filmmakers, Ryan Coogler, definitely shows that he has not forgotten about him, and that the cast has needed the really strong respect for him. You know, this movie is a big, nice tribute for him. But I thought it had a good story, and I liked Sherry in the lead and becoming the new Black Panther. I thought she was good. To me, I like the actress. I think she's good. But Black Panther will come forever. That'll be my last 22 review. All right, now getting to the year 2023. Trying to fix my Spider-Man movie. All right, now getting to the year 2023. So, yeah. Oh, we're way past done, guys. I will not be reviewing Scooby-Doo in crypto. Maybe I'll add it to my if I ever do like a Scooby Doo marathon or whatever of movies. I'll add it to there. Yeah, but these are quite a bit of DC superhero films. DC Marvel are the superhero movies, just superhero movies in general. Damn. And these are 2023 superhero movies, quite a bit. So bear with me. 2023. That is this came out in February. That is Legion of Superheroes. It's like telling the story of Supergirl. You know, like going to this school to learn about being a superhero or whatever to control her powers and at this school there's something really bad going on, and she along with Brainiac 5 they had to figure out what's going on. So it was a pretty good movie. I really remember enjoying this. Supergirl was a very cute character. Always loved Supergirl. Always my favorite DC cutie. I call her that. Yes, if she is. But she's a badass too, so don't be fooled. Yeah, yeah. But she just Car has a hard time struggling. But I'll get more into that later. We're not talking about it right now. But yeah, Legion of Superheroes. Yeah, look forward to talking about this one too. Legion of Superheroes, and let's see, that was February. So I think this film came out in February too. I believe so, February or March. And I did like this movie. Sue me. But I would say it's my least favorite Ant-Man movie. That is Ant-Man 3. Well, Ant-Man Wasp Quantumania, which I did enjoy. I just love the story of the movie, and I thought the villain was. I know Josh, you don't like. I believe me, I do think the actor, what's his name, who played Kang, Jonathan Majors. Yeah, he's a major dick for beating up on a woman. But I did like him as Kang. Kang was one of the best villains out there. Maybe could have had another actor. Despite that, though, I thought he was real good. But I do think they can cast somebody else. I don't think he should come back. But I'm not blaming the movie on what he did. It's not the movie's fault that he's a beating up women. You know, can't blame the movie on that. But I did enjoy Ant-Man: The Quantumania. Yeah, I remember when I went to Disney World in 2023. I saw a nice poster of this movie, so I really enjoyed Ant-Man and the Wasp. Again, maybe another problem I can say I have right off the bat. It is a bit a little long, running out 125 minutes, which ain't too bad though. But this was really enjoyable. Another good Marvel movie, I thought it was. But we'll get to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania when we get there. Yeah, but it counts, and it's a Marvel movie, and it's superheroes, so it counts for this marathon. And this is a sequel to Shazam starring Zachary Levi. There's one actress I don't like. Lucy Liu is good in here. Yeah, really good cast in this movie. Yeah, and that is Shazam: Fury of the Gods. It's a shame it flopped, but I did enjoy this sequel. I don't like the actress here, Rachel. But yeah, I don't like her at all. And no, I'm never gonna watch that movie Snow White. Unless I review it and rant on it one day. But anyway, I did enjoy Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Yes, this will be part of my 23 superhero reviews. Yes, regardless if anybody out there hates it, it's still a superhero. And it's DC, so it counts. So Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I think this came out in March. I believe it was March. Yeah, and then this is another Batman animated movie. Yeah, it's been a while since I reviewed. Well, of course, the Batman before 2022, but this came out in 2023. This film surprised me. That was Batman, the Doom that came to Gotham. Yeah, and this is 90 minutes long, so it's not that long of a film. But it had a pretty interesting story, pretty good story going for it. You know, anything to do with Batman, I'm going to watch because I'm a huge Batman fan. But this film came out in March, I believe. So Batman, the Doom that came to Gotham. And this one came out on May 5th. So did Guardians 2. But this is another third movie directed by James Gunn. Third film in this franchise and final, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yeah, just drinking some water. 130. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yep. And then, oh boy, I don't want to talk about this movie, but I think it really came out in June. No, no, I think it came out. Well, anyway, I'll show it again. Spider-Man and Spider-Verse. I think this was like June 2nd or early in June when this came out. But I think it came before The Flash, which I'm gonna show up here. But yeah, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse should be next, I believe. Yeah, after Guardians 3, because that was May. This I believe was June. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Finally happy to get this movie, but yep. And then talking about Ezra Miller and Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, that is The Flash. Yeah, my opinion differs on this movie. I know some people love it mainly because I'm not going to love it just because I'm sorry, just because of one thing. That's just nostalgia thrown in my face. Nostalgia, folks. You just some people just fall for it, and it's okay. Yeah, some people like this movie. I don't remember caring for this film, but we'll get down there when we get to this. But oh boy, I don't look forward to running my way into this review. Ha ha ha! Bad pun. I know. Sorry, but at least I tried. You know, to have a sense of humor, unlike this freaking movie. But yeah, The Flash. Yes, it does tell the timeline story. You know the story if you've seen the movie. But it does count because Flash is a DC character. And then another DC animated movie. Let's see, that was June. I think this was July when this came out. That is This film really surprised me. That was Justice League Justice League War World. Really loved this movie. Really enjoyed it. Has some issues though, but despite that, really did enjoy it. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Justice League War World. Yep. And guys, I should have thumbnails for. I'll make sure I have thumbnails. I'm getting the reviews right in. Okay. And then I know some people love this movie probably, but this is Teenage Mutant Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. I don't remember really caring for this film. I was just annoyed by it. You know. Yeah. If I want to see a better looking 3D animation movie, I'll just watch the Spider-Man to Spider-Verse or Spider-Man to Spider-Verse because those films didn't annoy me. Yeah, this film I think played it too safe. You know. Yeah. I don't get the praise for this movie, but that's just me. But you'll see why I rant on it later. Hey, but guys, remember all these. I just want right off the freaking bat. All my videos, all my reviews, it's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying if you like any of these movies, guys, that I'm showing up that I'm going to review, you're probably going to disagree with me on some of them, and that's fine. But just remember, it's just my opinion. You don't have to have the same opinion as me. Despite how I feel about these movies, whether I like them, love them, hate them, it's just my opinion, folks. It should not affect you in any way. You know, my opinion should not affect you how I feel about a movie like this or any of them. It's just purely 100% Levi's opinion. That's all it is. A Teenage Mutant Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I think that was July, August. Yeah, but this movie was August. It's a DC movie. Don't remember being great, but I remember kind of liking this film, and that was Blue Beetle. The guy who played fuck me, sorry, excuse my language. What's his name? Miguel from Cobra Kai stars in this film as the title hero. Yeah, you have Susan Sarandon and George Lopez in this movie as well. And like I said, Blue Beetle. He's a DC character, and yeah, I think this film probably flopped because a lot of people don't know too much about the character. Maybe DC was just hoping to throw it out there, hoping to make money. Yeah, but 127 minutes long. Yeah, his family here. Susan Sarandon's in there too somewhere. That's the love interest. Yeah, but Blue Beetle. Yep, superhero movie, so it counts. And then let's see. I know there's a part one of this, and I hate saying the freaking title of these movies. Let's see. Yeah. It's a movie called Justice League X RBY RBY Superheroes and Huntsmen Part One. Was this 2023? Hold on, let me look. Yep. Let's see. Let me be positive. Okay, yeah. Part one was released on my brother's birthday, April 25th, and I do have Part Two, Justice League RBY Part Two, Summer and Huntsman. Yeah. I don't have the first part. The first part I have on Prime Video, which I have to buy when I get ready to review this. So it'll be sometime early. I'll just have to remind myself to review it because it is superhero related. It is DC. It's a DC animated movie. They both are, and they're superhero films. They still count, basically like animes, so they still count for this video for reviews and stuff. So that's part two. Part one will be first, of course, and then part two. Which I think part two was October, something like that. I don't know that. But anyway, this was November, starring Brie Larson, and I liked this movie. A lot of people hated it, but I don't remember hating this movie. It has issues, trust me, but despite that, I did enjoy it. That film was called The Marvels. Yeah, I did not hate this film like most people did. Yeah. I still say the first Captain Marvel was better. Yeah, I gotta watch the Miss Marvel show before I watch this. Yeah. We're not talking about TV shows just yet. Hold on that. The Marvels. Yep. 2023. And my last 20, because this film was December. I saw this in theaters with my mom back in 2023, December 2023. And it's a sequel to the first Aquaman movie, the first one that came out in 2018. Starring Jason Momoa, Patrick Wilson, and whoever the hell, yeah, Amber Heard, and Yoko, I can't say his name right, coming back as Black Manta, and then you have Cole Kidman coming back as well, and that will be Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Yeah, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will be my last review for 2023. All right, and now we're gonna get into the year 2024. Sorry. Okay, I will be reviewing. Let's see. Watchmen Chapter 1. I've been wanting to see these anime movies and figure give them a review. Watchmen Chapter 1 because I'm curious. Watchmen Chapter 1. Chapter 1 came out in August. And then Watchmen Chapter 2. That was released in November. So, yeah. So those movies, yeah. And this film came out in January. That is Justice League Crisis on Infinity Earths Part 1. Or Infinity Earths Part 1, yeah. I don't have Part 3. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're in 2020, year 2024. But Justice League Crisis on Infinity Earths Part 1, which was January. Then I'm guessing in February or March was Justice League Crisis on Infinity Earths Part 2. Part 2. Which I wasn't too big on this part, but that's just me. And I have not seen Part 3. Part 3 I got on Prime Video. Um, I have to go by the months they came out. But Part 1 will be first. Yeah. I can't predict I'll be reading Part 2 next. I mean, Part 3. When is that next? But again, guys, years and months. But I'm not going to look it up right now. I'll worry about that, guys. I'll pay attention to that. That's what I just do. But Jesse Christ on Avengers Part 2. And I will be talking about Part 3. Yes, I have a thumbnail for all three of these movies. So I am planning to talk about them. Yeah, it's not like I want to forget. Alright, and then this movie I think was May. And that is, I loved this film. It deserved to be a hit at the box office. And that was Deadpool and Wolverine. It was awesome to see Wolverine's costume, finally. This was a hilarious movie. It was rated R. It was nice playing Wolverine. A lot better than X-Men Dark Phoenix. I tell you what. Yeah. And a lot better than the Sony Universe. Sony Universe, that made Craven the Hunter that came out the same year. Learn how to make a rated R movie the right way. Yeah. Sony, if you ever want to make any, well, they probably won't because Craven the Hunter flopped. But if they ever do, take up, not just to make the film rated R, but this film had a good story as well. And it was very entertaining and fun. There's this Sony, your movies, you can make it rated R you want to, but you'll make it shitty. Oh, I'm forgetting one damn thing. Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine. Speaking of Sony Universe movies, I think the first one I'll be reviewing that came out in February. I think it came out on Valentine's Day. Yeah, okay. Glad I had it on my phone here. Madam Web. Yes. I have not seen this movie. I heard it was completely awful. I heard it was terrible. Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be terrible. Honestly, who cares? I don't really care to see Madam Web. I didn't even want to see this movie. I don't care about Madam Web as a character. I had no interest. You're just throwing shit in my face that I don't care about. And then, of course, the film that's supposed to be Bill Sigurd, who I can't stand an actor. 2024 remake of, by the way, which the original one with the Crow, Brandon Lee, turned 31 yesterday, and I hated this film. That is The Crow from 2024. Yeah, this will be a rant coming up. So, guys, I can definitely tell you some of these next last videos will be rants coming up for 2024. Starting probably with The Crow. I think it was August when this came out. I'll look it up again. Don't worry, I want to make sure. But The Crow, 2024. And then, oh boy, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga in the musical to the sequel Joker. Which, why did we need a sequel to Joker 2019? That film was such a masterpiece. That film was great. Then we get this shitty film, Bold and Visionary. Bold and Visionary, my ass. I'm like, yeah. That is Joker. Felix Deluxe. I hate the Spanish title. Why not just call it Joker 2? The title sucks. I remember not liking this movie. Oh, but it's rated R, but it doesn't matter. A film, yes, a movie like Joker should be rated R, of course. But the reason the first movie worked because it had a good story. The reason the Deadpool movies work because they had a good story. It's not just about let's make it rated R and that's it. But then when you give me a story that I don't care about, you turn it into musical numbers. No, I don't. Yeah, this will be a rant coming up, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, and then thank God this is the last Venom movie with Tom Hardy, and that is Venom: The Last Dance. I hate that title. But I remember not caring for this sequel, this third movie. I know the guy that's in this movie, the black guy there. Sorry, should say the actor's name, but I can't. But he's a good actor. He played Mordo in the first Doctor Strange movie and Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. I'd rather watch those movies over this, including I'd rather watch Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness over this freaking film. But that's Venom: The Last Dance. Hmm. And then this should be my last 2024 movie. Starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, another Sony Universe movie. Came out in December. I'm hoping and praying that they don't make any more. This film flopped. So, yeah, that'll be Craven the Hunter. Oh my gosh, I remember watching this movie after my first day of orientation from work. I just came home and said, okay, I watched Craven the Hunter. I watched it. Oh my god, I fell asleep. Yeah, the film was 27 minutes long. You might think that's not too long, but the film was, oh gosh, aggravating. But yeah, that's Craven the Hunter. Alright. And so far, guys, I know I'll probably be reviewing two 2025 movies. Yeah, but it won't be much. But let's see. The first one, now the first movie that came out this year was Captain America: Brave New World. Yeah, this will be my first for the year 2025. I'm talking about Captain America: Brave New World. It's supposed to come on Netflix, like Disney Plus, on May 28th, and it'll come way before there. But Captain America: Brave New World, I might give it a watch firsthand before I decide to review on it, just to see my early thoughts on it. Uh, and Batman Ninja had a sequel. Batman Ninja faces Yaku Lee. I think this movie just came out in March recently. Yeah, and Batman Ninja versus Yakuza. I've heard amazing things about Thunderbolts. I don't know if I'll review this. I'm not saying I won't, but if the movie's in on Disney Plus, which I'm saying, guys, these movies are going to take a while to review, as you see the list of films I've just shown you here. But my plan was, guys, I'm going to talk about some Arrowverse shows, some Marvel shows, and so. But let's see. This film already came out earlier this month. And Superman, the new Superman movie was supposed to come out in July. I think Fantastic Four is as well. I'm not entirely sure. Henry Danger, the movie, I looked that up. I don't really have no interest in seeing it. My Daddy, My Secret, I don't really care. But so far, for the last movies of 2025, there's going to be two so far. Just for now. For now. I could review these other movies, guys. I don't know yet. It depends on where I'm at. You know. When I'm talking about TV shows, yeah. But anyway, so for now, Captain America: Brave New World. 2020 reviews will not be done after this. I'm planning after, but I'll get to that soon. Captain America: Brave New World and Batman Ninja versus Yogg-Sothoth Lead, whatever you want to call the damn title. All right, guys. Now I'm going to talk about some list of Marvel TV shows. Yeah, let's see. Some I don't care to see. Like Daredevil, I don't really care to see that. Runaways, I don't care. Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, I don't care. Those are on Netflix. I don't have Netflix, so I ain't watching them. But anyway, before I get to the shows that I want to talk about, the Arrowverse. Before I get to that, I want to talk about some Marvel shows. Now, the first one is going to be WandaVision, which I haven't seen, but I want to review it before I review Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. So, WandaVision, which it only has 9 episodes, so it'll be a TV series review. I'll just call it that. But of course, I might write down my favorite episodes. I might not need to. Yeah, or just give a simple review. I figured since it's only got 9 episodes, WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Maybe I'll talk about that before I read Captain America: Brave New World. Hell, maybe I'll talk about it after WandaVision. I might as well because it came out before Brave New World. So yeah, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It has 6 episodes. Okay, I might just start off with Marvel. These Marvel shows anyway. Loki. Thought Loki had 2 seasons. Oh, it has 12 episodes. Yeah. Which again, I've not seen either. I know we got Loki season 2. Yeah. And then I don't know. I'm curious what if Hawkeye. Let's see. Yeah, Hawkeye definitely. I might just talk about these Marvel shows before I get to talk about Marvel movies. Hawkeye. You know what? Maybe after I review Black Widow. Between that timeline, I think it'd be okay. Yeah, but it has 6 episodes. Okay. And from what I heard, Jeremy Renner does not want to come back. Moon Knight. Honestly, I don't really care to see that with Oscar. I'm sorry. I don't care. I'm skipping Moon Knight. Sue me. Miss Marvel, maybe before I review the Marvels, so I think the show has to do with that. Yeah, and it has 6 episodes. And then She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, probably a rant on that TV series. It only has 9 episodes, so and then Secret Invasion, which has 6 episodes. Secret Invasion, yeah, maybe I'll talk about Secret Invasion. Might as well. This has 6 episodes, though I don't care to see it. And then other shows like Daredevil, Born Again, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Let's see, 10 episodes. I'm sorry. The only show I'll watch, if it comes to it, if I could talk, it would be Spider-Man the anime series. Maybe Spider-Man the anime series on Disney Plus. I would love to talk about some of those episodes. Maybe, you know, do reviews on those, and maybe I have the Incredible Hulk TV series with Lou Ferrigno, and but I did review the pilot show and the movies. I talk about the series as well, but I don't know. Maybe, yeah, so maybe. Okay, so that's all the Marvel shows I'm talking about. And then now let's get into the Arrowverse. Now, Arrowverse. I have talked about The Flash and Supergirl. Now, I need to put those on my DC reviews. I will do that. Need to start doing that, you know. But first of all, when it comes to Arrow, which has 8 seasons, I'll be starting off with the TV series Arrow starring Stephen Amell. And, yeah. Before we're talking about any crossovers or anything, it won't be every crossover. But anyway, I'll be starting, yeah, I guess after the Marvel shows. You know what? Maybe after I do the 2020s reviews to 2025, maybe I'll review some Marvel shows. I don't know about talking about the Incredible Hulk yet. Maybe. Spider-Man anime series, I probably will talk about that, but I don't need to talk about on this channel. I did talk about Spider-Man vs. Stark, Gyarados vs. Spider-Man. The other channel was the Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man the Venom Saga, and Spider-Man Turning Green Goblin. I've seen those episodes. I'm talking about just watching other episodes. But yeah, and the Incredible Hulk, I do have the TV series. I'm still watching like season two. Probably get back to watching that soon anyway. Of season two of that show. Yeah. So I might as well focus on just finishing the Incredible Hulk. It's just a maybe. You know, maybe I should. Okay, let me show it first. Yeah. You know what? Screw it. Starting with a TV show collection video. Maybe I will also do thoughts and favorite episodes of the Incredible Hulk TV series. Might as well. Since it's superhero related and it's Marvel. And maybe talk about Spider-Man animated series too. I just gotta add these thumbnails in. Which will take me time, but hey guys, yeah. So let's see. But I'm still gonna watch it first. Let me see all the seasons I got. Yeah. I can do thoughts and favorite episodes of season one of the show. Season two. I guess I need to get back to watching it then. And then season three. And then fuck it, I should because you know what? Incredible Hulk is Marvel and it's superhero related, so season four. And since I own it, might as well talk about it, right? And there's like what 18 episodes and the complete final season, season five. I've already viewed the three movies, so might as well. But that's this one, this two. So it looks like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 7 episodes on season five. 18 episodes on 4 discs. 23 episodes for season three. That's probably the most. Or season two was 22. Season one has how many episodes? Well, it says I won't be talking about the pilot episode, okay? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 episodes on season one. I will not be reviewing. Did I review that married episode? I think no. I don't think I did. I did review the pilot episode. Yeah, figure might as well talk about the Incredible Hulk series. Let me put season two. Yeah, I'll start watching season two again probably after I do this video. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to bring that up. Let's see, season one. But I got a lot of time to watch this, so it'll be a while before I get to. I ended up saying it'll be a while before I get to it, because on season two, I'm watching the episode Mystery Man Part One and Two. Yeah, I've already watched most of these other episodes, but it's got some good episodes in there, some good storylines. So, like I said, Marvel, and maybe talk about Spider-Man. Oh, Spider-Man anime series. I would love to talk about that. Yeah, might as well. Probably the only Spider-Man show. So yeah, definitely be talking about the TV series or Marvel shows. Since they got like 6 episodes, I'll go ahead and start with all that. It's just 6 episodes, not that much. Might as well just give those reviews. Um, and Spider-Man the animated series and the Incredible Hulk. Hell, maybe I'll talk about the Incredible Hulk animated series as well. I remember liking that animated series. Or anything else I can think of. I know there's an Iron Man, Fantastic Four one, but I don't know. But anyway, guys. But when I get to the Arrowverse shows, I'm going to talk about some of the TV shows like Arrow, DC Legends of Tomorrow, uh, Black Lightning, Stargirl, and Superman and Lois. And then I'm going to review crossovers as well. But anyway, I'm going to be starting with the TV show Arrow, starting with Stephen Amell. I'm going to show more of the cover and more stuff in here, but not yet, okay? For now, I'm just going to show you when we're going to start with Arrow. That will be Arrow Season 1. Start with this one first, of course. Like right after I'm talking about Marvel shows and stuff. Okay, Arrowverse, Arrowverse, Arrow season 1, and then my favorite season that is Arrow season 2, Arrow season 2, and then Arrow season 3, third season, Arrow season 3. At least it'll give me time to talk about some 2020 movies though if I talk about these shows. Yeah. And then Arrow season 4, the fourth season, which is just magic. I know a lot of people aren't big on the seasons. I do have my problems with the season, believe me, but I did like this season. I know a lot of people don't. I think this is where people started to give up on Arrow, but not me. I did like this season. I think for me, I started kind of giving up when we got to Arrow season 5. Yeah, this is where for me, with the show kind of went downhill a little bit. But Arrow season 5, the fifth season, yes. I ain't gonna talk about the Flash though, the rest of the seasons, because after season 5, I was just fucking finished. And I've seen season 5 of Supergirl, a little bit of season 6, and I hated season 5 of Supergirl. Unless somebody pays me to give my thoughts on favorite episodes of that show, a video on it, unless somebody pays me. Other than that, fuck no. Uh, but Arrow season 6, yeah, it is gonna take me a while to talk about these shows. But oh well, it's worth it. Again, it's superhero related, so and Green Arrow is a superhero character, is DC character, so in Arrow season 7, you know, season 7. I don't have a season 8, but season 8 was the last season talked about. That shouldn't be too many episodes. Hmm. Yeah, season 8. Okay, yeah. This is all I got right now, but Arrow season 8. And that will be it for Arrow. Alright, I've already talked about the Flash and Supergirl. So DC Legends of Tomorrow. Starting with it has 7 I'm not gonna talk about 7 seasons. Let's see all the episodes. If I can get to it. And remember, I will be doing TV show collection videos as well for all these shows that I'm talking about, except Spider-Man the anime series. Yeah. I'll be doing TV show collection. So DC Legends of Tomorrow, season 1, which I do like. Yeah. Season 1 will be first. I gotta buy it on DVD. Some of these Arrowverse shows I gotta buy. And then DC, probably my favorite season of Legends of Tomorrow. This is my favorite season. That is DC Legends of Tomorrow season 2. Not perfect, but I do like it. DC Legends of Tomorrow season 2. And no crossovers. Some of these seasons do have crossovers, and I will not be reviewing them. Yeah, just talking about the characters and their time travel and stuff. And then season 3, which I do not care for, but it does have a crossover episode on it. DC Legends of Tomorrow season 3. This is to me where the show kind of falls downhill a little bit. And then I watched some of season 4 on TV or something, maybe back in 2018 2017. I don't freaking remember, 2019, whatever. But I hated watching season 4. It has stupid singing in it. It's about time travel. Now they're going after fairy tale creatures, and I'm like, and a girl who I didn't give a damn about turned into a fucking werewolf, and I'm like, if I want to see a movie turn, I'll just watch American Werewolf in London because I care more about David than I did that Asian bitch. I shouldn't call it that Asian Iranian girl turned to a terrible CGI. Come on, I've seen better CGI werewolf and a better practical looking one. Give Rick Baker a call. Created the werewolf in American Wolf Wonder. That werewolf looks freaking terrifying. But yeah, season 4, I just stopped. I'm not watching all. At least somebody pays me to talk about it. Season 4, 5, 6, and 7. You pay me some money. Somebody sends them. I set up a PayPal request one day. If I gain more popularity on YouTube here, get more subs, then I'll review it. Okay? You pay me, I will buy with it with my money and do some rants for y'all. But as for now, I refuse to watch. And then after DC Legends of Tomorrow, no, Timmy. Let's see. Okay, so Legends of Tomorrow. So Black Lightning. I'm not talking about Batwoman, season 1 or 2. I don't care. Black Lightning. I'm only talking about season 1 and season 1 and 2. I didn't care about season 4. But Black Lightning. Uh, who starred in it? Chris Williams. Yes, Black Lightning. I'll be talking about season 1 first, and then Black Lightning season 2. Yep. All right. Black Lightning was what, 2018? Okay, then I'm thinking, if I get this right, uh, I'll be talking about Stargirl, the TV series Stargirl, TV show collection. I'll be talking about, first I'll be reviewing, give my thoughts, favorite episodes of Stargirl season 1. Yeah, and I will be talking about season 2 and 3. I just gotta buy them. But Stargirl, she's very cute. Yeah, season 1. Mm-hmm. And I do got thumbnails for it, and thumbnails for season 2 and 3. Yeah. Oh, I just showed you. Season 2. Okay. Picture won't look great, but Stargirl season 2? Because I think it just had 3 seasons. And then Stargirl season 3, which I believe is the last season I'll be talking about. So Stargirl, and then Superman and Lois. Now I did talk about season 1. If you go on my Superman reviews, you will see my thoughts as favorite episodes of Supergirl. I mean of Superman and Lois season 1 and a TV show collection video that I've already done. So first I'm going to be talking about Superman and Lois season 2. Again, I promise you guys that video is on there. But Superman and Lois season 2 will be the next thing to talk about. Yeah. And then let's see if I can get to season 3 in here. Yep, Superman and Lois season 3, which I've seen. I have not seen season 4, but I heard it was emotional and stuff. Be a different thumbnail, but Superman and Lois season 4. And then that'll be it. Let's see. Uh, then Arrowverse crossovers. Okay. Okay, first of all, I don't know when, but there is the episode. If I could find it really quick. Let me close this door. Been open the whole time. Sorry. Damn. Okay. I don't know if this will be first. There's Stargirl season 1, Supergirl season 1. Okay, World's Finest. World's Finest. The episode where Supergirl teams up with Flash crossover. I'll be reviewing that probably first. I'm guessing. I have to look at, yeah, it was 2016 when that came out. That episode, yeah, 326. That had to be 2016. Yeah, but World's Finest is on here. Yeah, not going to do that continuously. But then I believe it was Flash versus Arrow. will be the next one. Flash versus Arrow. I don't know which will be next, guys. You'll see. But Flash versus Arrow, which is on season 1 of Superman of the Flash, and some of the Arrow ones have it too. Yeah, and then Heroes joins forces. This second air crossover event. Its crossover event served as a setup for DC Legends of Tomorrow and Team Flash Team Arrow. I'm gonna look it up now, but it's on the Flash and Arrow that came out in 2015. Yeah, but Heroes joining forces. I think that was on season 2 and maybe season 4 of Arrow. I'll look it up, but I'm not gonna do that all right now. I'm not gonna spend my time in the video doing that. And then Invasion, which I know Invasion had to be on. So the Hero Joint Forces was on Flash season 2. Then I think on season 5 and season 2, I believe. And season 3 was the Alien Invasion crossover where Barry went across time to save his mom. And then Crisis on Earth X, where they're like fighting Nazis or whatever. I think that was in the Flash season 4. And one of the Arrowverse season 3 or DC. It's I'll try to find it. If it's not there, then I can't review it. I won't be reviewing the last one where they face the Anti-Monitor. It's on Netflix, and yeah. But the last crossover I'll probably be talking about will be Elseworlds. I think that was on season 5 of The Flash and season 6 or 7 on Arrow, where Barry and Oliver switch lives. Where Barry is Green Arrow and Oliver is the Flash. Oliver is the Flash. So Crisis on Infinite Earths, yeah. And there's an episode called Brave and the Bold. I think it's on season 3. I have to find it, but on Brave and the Bold, where Superman, where the Flash or Team Flash, the Flash and Green Arrow and their teams team up uh, to stop a villain. Yeah, yeah. I know the last in season 9 is Barry Allen seeking help from people, heroes on Earth, and it's fight against Desperado. I don't have Netflix. I won't be able to watch it. I don't really care to. I stopped caring about the Flash, but some of these episodes are on the Flash, Supergirl, and DC Legends of Tomorrow, and Arrow, which I will find all of them. I'll worry about that, guys. Yeah. And then after that, uh, we'll probably in the year 2026. And so I will pick up where I left off. Whether it's the last one could be Thunderbolts. I'm just saying could be Superman. I don't know yet, folks, where time will be when I'm at these reviews. So, but anyway, guys, I will continue with the 2020 era superhero reviews after I talk about these TV shows, including the Marvel ones, the MCU TV series, Spider-Man animated series, The Incredible Hulk, um, the Arrowverse, like I said, with Arrow, DC Legends of Tomorrow, Stargirl. I mean, no, Black Lightning. Sorry, Black Lightning, Stargirl, and Superman and Lois. DC Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah, sorry, a bit much. And then review after I review all the crossovers that I'm going to review. I'll get back to the 2020s era superhero reviews. That's my plan. And we're gonna probably be on the year 2025 again. For about 2026, there's no superhero movie that comes out. If it's in theaters, I won't review it. And then after I'm done with this superhero marathon, guys, I'm going to be doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger marathon. I'm going to be continuing with reviews next Saturday. I'm not going to wait for a month or some months for another superhero movie to come out. I'm not waiting that long. But this will give me a lot of time to do stuff. Yes, these shows will take a little while, more than the movies. But guys, I hope you look forward to all these reviews, all these videos coming up. I look forward to talking about these 2020 era superheroes. I look forward to talking about the TV, the Marvel shows, every show. I'm looking forward to talking about it, guys. I hope you look forward to it as well. And I hope you can't wait for me to keep talking about these shows. And it's all coming up next on my channel. So, first of all, we're going to be starting with the year 2020. I will be starting with the movie that came out in February. The first review will be Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey. That'll be the first review. So, stay tuned for my review of Birds of Prey, which will probably be a rant. So, stay tuned for that. So, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you when I see you. And see you in my review. Starting with these 2020s era superhero reviews. Welcome to that. and we'll be starting with Birds of Prey. That'll be the first one. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.